In this video, we aim to provide you with all the information you need to get exam day ready, from effective time management to tips on how to organise your answers. Before exam day. There are lots of useful tools to support you during the exam. There's a navigator tool to track your progress and allow you to jump to any question within the exam, the ability to flag questions you want to revisit, and an on-screen timer to help you manage your time. We encourage you to use these and all other resources available to you on the ACCA website. You can learn about any functionality in our CBE guide, whilst exam-specific videos highlight key functionality aspects that will help you in each exam. You can even practice answering questions in the specimen and past CBE exams provided for each subject. Exam day preparation. Once you've entered for the exam, you will need your examination attendance docket. This is downloadable 3 weeks before your first exam, and we'll email you when it's ready. It contains the address of the exam centre and your exam's timetable. Familiarise yourself with the location of your exam centre and the journey to it. Aim to arrive at least 45 minutes before the exam start time, as unlike paper-based exams, you need to go through a check-in process and be allocated a workstation. We use your docket to verify your attendance, so make sure you bring it with you and keep it on your desk for the exam supervisor to collect. If it's your last exam, the supervisor will keep the docket. Otherwise, it will be returned to you for future exams. Your docket also contains important exam regulations and guidelines. Take the time to familiarise yourself with them. You also need to bring a photographic ID to each exam to confirm your identity. Your workstation. Once the invigilator has started the exam, you'll have up to 10 minutes to read through the instructions which outline the functionality and format of the exam. Any queries, put up your hand and the invigilator will come to you. You can start answering questions at any point during these 10 minutes. However, once you've started, you'll have 3 hours and 20 minutes to complete the exam. There's no time to be gained by starting before the end of the 10 minutes, so no need to rush. We encourage you to use the full 10 minutes to read the instructions. You'll be provided with scrap paper to make any rough notes or workings on. However, only answers and workings entered in the answer spaces within your CBE will be submitted for marking. Your exam will automatically end once the time counts down to 0, or if you choose to end the exam early. Even if you do finish the exam early, you will still have to wait in the exam room till the end of the allotted time. Don't forget to look out for the exam rules and regulations that regularly appear in the notice board section of Student Accountant. How to make points and present answers. It seems obvious, but answers must be appropriate to the question in terms of form, length and depth. If a question requires a list or a brief description, then using bullet points or brief points would be suitable. If an explanation is required, then fuller answers should be given. If a question asks for analysis or evaluation, then make sure your points are logical, relevant and coherent, allowing you to gain the additional marks available. Set out your answers so that the marker can clearly see the points being made. We won't penalise you for poor grammar or style, as long as points can be understood. However, by making points succinctly, you'll also earn marks more quickly and efficiently. Within the word processing space, think about presenting narrative answers in a structured way. You could utilise the table feature or insert breaks and headings to break up long paragraphs. Don't use over-elaborate formatting tools. Remember, you're awarded marks on the content of your answer and not the layout. In spreadsheet answers, the markers will be able to see whatever you've entered into a cell, such as a formula or reference. You should also make sure that you include some words in your answers to label the steps in your answer, so the marker can follow through your method. Managing your time. Effective time management is vital. Running out of time means lost marks. It's a good idea to divide the time allowed by the marks available. In the session CBEs, this works out at 1.8 minutes per mark. You should stick to this allocation throughout the exam. So, spend 54 minutes on a 30-mark OT section and 18 minutes on a 10-mark OT case question. Also, try not to rush through the objective test questions. Take time to read them carefully. Don't waste time by spending too long on one question, over-explaining an answer, or correcting a mistake, which means you have to also correct all following on figures. Avoid these issues by only correcting a calculation if it's quick to do so. We use a method or own figure marking policy. This means you only lose marks for the initial error, not the subsequent figures, as long as the marker can follow your workings. Remember, the marker can see everything in a spreadsheet, including any formulae in cells. Only making as many points as there are marks available. If there are only 5 marks available, don't make 10 points. If you are struggling to get to grips with a question, use the flag tool so you can use the navigation screen to return to it later after you've tackled the rest of the questions. As you can see, there's a lot to think about. That's why preparation is essential. For more advice, visit guidance from the examining team in the resource finder on the ACCA website. Plan ahead, get organised, and best of luck in your exams from all of us at ACCA.